find the equation with gradient m equals 3 and y-intercept 0 minus 6. Now there's no real calculations here, okay? We're just plugging numbers in. So, who can tell me how I'm going to write this? Do we know what m equals?
3.
Sweet. So if m equals 3, then we've got that, okay? It's our first part. Now, when I give you this, I think over the last few weeks, I've always written over here that general equation. M's our gradient. What does C equal?
Y.
The y-intercept. Thank you, Tabitha. Alright, so what's our y-intercept? -6, beautiful. So therefore, that's our answer there, okay? Just substituting our numbers in. Any questions there? Cool? Alright. I'm going to make some space to write this next one. Okay, so does someone have this written down? I imagine. Yeah, I'm just going to erase this, but I'm going to rewrite it up afterwards. So, alright. So our next question was finding the equation that goes through the point 2, 4 and has gradient with m equals 3. So let's just think of what that means, alright? We've got our Cartesian plane, we've got a nice positive slope of m equals 3, that's just going through a point 2, 4. What formula are we going to use to work this out? Who can tell me?
M equals y1 times y2.
Do you mean m equals y2, you take y1? So when I taught this, we did all this in one big hit. We worked out what m was and then we did the substitution afterwards. In this case, I'm just giving you m to start with, okay? So it's less steps. So, alright, so we've got, okay, so what's my next line going to look like? What do we know here?
Substitute.
Yep, which substitute? What are we going to substitute?
The 4 and 2.
Cool. And I've also heard m, I've heard 4 and 2. So what's m going to be? 3. Cool. And I've heard substitute 4 and 2. What's this going to look like?
Y1 will equal 4.
Yep.
And x1 will equal
Cool. Alright. So all we're doing now is we're taking this 4 and putting it there, and this 2 and putting it there. Is that cool with everyone?
Yeah.
Please ask me if you're not sure of any steps here. Alright, so what's our next step?
we want to get rid of x2.
Yeah, we want to, so what we're aiming for is to get this in the form y equals mx plus c. So we want to get rid of this x take 2. Now we've got our y take 4 divided by x take 2. It's the opposite of dividing. Multiplying. So we'll multiply the whole thing by what?
By negative x take 2.
Sweet. So we're going to times this by x take 2, and that'll get rid of that bottom line. If we do that to the right hand side, do the same thing to the left. Cool? Alright. So we'll cancel these out, and that'll give us this. Cool. What shall our next step be?
Expand.
Expand those brackets. Alrighty. So who can tell me what we'll get on the left-hand side?
3x.
Yep. 3x. Take 6. So 3 times minus 2 is negative 6. Okay. Y take 4. Alright, what do we need to do now? So we've almost got y equals mx plus c. We're so close to it. What do we need to get rid of? That negative 4. So we've got y take 4. What's the opposite of taking? Adding. So what are we going to do to the right hand side? Add 4. Beautiful. We do it to the right hand side. Sweet. So we'll add 4 to the left hand side. Okay? Now minus 4 plus 4 is 0, obviously. So I'm just going to cross these boys out. And then we're going to have 3x take 6 plus 4 equals y. Would I give you full marks for that answer?
No.
What's our final answer going to look like?
Y equals 6.
3x minus 2 equals y. Cool. And yeah, flipping it would make me even happier, but I don't think I'll deduct for not flipping it. But obviously, negative 6 plus 4 is negative 2. Cool with that? Beautiful. Axel, what was our next question?
Find the equation that goes to take 2.
Oh, this, yeah, I chose some dumb numbers for this, hey? Alright, so from last week, what was our first step of finding an equation? Find the gradient, beautiful. So our first step will be find m. How do we find m?
We go 10 take 2 over 2 take negative 2.
Yep, I'm just going to back it up a bit and we'll just chuck a general formula up. To find m, we'll have m equals good old faithful y2 take y1 over x2 take x1. I assume everyone's happy with that. Sweet. Alright, so let's just label these. What am I labeling this point here? This number here.
X1.
X1. And the number next to it? Y1. Cool. What am I labeling this number?
X. We do the one side.
And this number?
Y2.
I apologise that I had so many 2's here. It kind of makes it dumb, but whatever. Alright, cool. So we're calculating m, so obviously we're not going to substitute anything in there. So we're going to have m equals what?
Y2, oh no, it was 10.
Yep. So y2 is 10.
Take 2.
Take 2.
Positive 2. Take negative 2.
Alright, cool. And then just before we start playing with this, oh actually no, we can play this now. 10 take 2.
8.
8. 2 take negative 2. 4. It's the same as 2 plus 2, which is 4. Okay? We all hate fractions, we've established that. Can we make that not a fraction?
Yeah.
Beautiful. 8 over 4 is equal to 2. Alright, so that's our first step done. We found m. Alright? Do you guys want to half a second to write this down? Or are we cool? Let's find the equation now. Okay, so what's our formula going to be that we use for this?
M equals Y2 take Y1.
Yep, good old faithful. What can we substitute in though?
Y2 next to.
Sweet. Y2 and x2 or y1 and x1? can, but let's do it with y1 and x1. Is that cool? But thank you for your contribution, I appreciate it. Can we substitute anything else in?
The gradient.
Cool. So I'll do in blue what I've substituted in. So we're going to have alright, so what am I going to write here? This top line?
Sorry. 2.
Yeah, y take 2. And this bottom line?
Negative 2.
Y take -2. Alright. And why is this 2 here?
Because that's what you speed up for.
Yeah, beautiful. I'll move up here. And just to make this look nicer, we'll have that. So I know some people were away last week a bit, so I'll try to slow this down a little bit. Are we all cool with that point up there? Does that suit for everyone? Beautiful. Alright, so first step from here, what are we going to do?
We want to get rid of
add x2 to both sides.
Not quite add x2 to both sides, but on the right track. So we've got y take 2 divided by x plus 2. What's the opposite of dividing?
Timesing.
Timesing. So we'll
Times both sides.
times both sides, okay. So I've got that, and Yanni's just excellently told me that we're going to times x plus 2 to both sides. That was meant to be in blue, sorry. I assume we're all cool with that line? Sweet. These will cancel out. And that will leave us with 2 x plus 2 equals y take 2. Beautiful. So next step,
You want to expand.
expand, sweet. So we'll use that distributive law, like that. What's that going to give us?
2x plus.
Beautiful, 2x plus 4, so like 2 times x plus 2 times 4. Alright? Equals y take 2. Alright, so close to that last bit. What are we gonna?
We want to get rid of the 2.
Yeah, we want to get rid of that -2.
Add,
So Ethan's told me if we've got y take 2,
add 2 to each side.
beautiful, we'll add 2 to each side. So, add 2, add 2, cool. That'll obviously cancel out, and you'll be left with 2x plus 4 plus 2 equals y. How can I make that answer better?
Plus 4 and 2.
Obviously, plus 4 and 2 together. So we'll have 2x plus 6 equals y. All cool?
Or we can leave the
And as we talked about, I like to have it as y equals 2x plus 6. Sweet. Are we happy enough with that? Do we have any questions? Cool. They're the sort of thing, because if we do an assessment on this, we'll make it quite brief. That's the sort of thing I'll ask you to do in your test, okay? Let's just keep in mind, everyone seems to get really scared of like this question. Of this question. I know it looks different, but all it is, we're just starting from this point, in this over here, okay? So instead of having to calculate m, you're just being told m, and then you're just substituting your point into that, okay? Do you want to pause and then